Hello everyone, this is Coach Dinosaur. Today, I'm going to demonstrate about en passant. So, en passant, um, they also call it pass-pawn, but pass-pawn is totally different term when it comes to pawn captures. Pass-pawn is when a pawn has no other pawns blocking its way and ready to be pushed and become or be promoted. Now, en passant, it is a unique move that only occur immediately after a pawn makes a move of 2 squares from its starting position, and it could have been captured by any enemy pawn had it advanced only 1 square. So I'm going to demonstrate on this en passant in this diagram. So let's have a move. Let's just say this move. Black plays c5, and now the white pawn pushed again 1 step, and here black plays d5, thinking that there is no capture, but actually here comes the en passant. This white pawn can actually capture this black pawn, the just move pawn. See, the pawn has been captured. If this pawn just move 2 squares from its starting position, then this pawn can also do en passant. Alright, so the same goes as for example black's turn. Black, instead of moving the executing pawn en passant, the c5 pawn has been pushed. So the pawn also makes 2 squares from its starting position. Then this black pawn can capture the just move pawn. Of course, white can also capture, but this is just somehow that this is a possible position, and there are other ways why the en passant has been used to win some of the games. Like for example, let's have this game. Like for example, yeah. All right, so this pawn is been pushed, okay, and then this white pawn blocks the black's b pawn. All right, then after that, as you can see, black just play a move on e6, and now here comes this a4, thinking that there's no other move. In some of the beginners games, white could have won, but black could have won, but instead, because of lack of knowledge about en passant, black didn't capture using the en passant way. So black just played this move, but actually this pawn can capture this pawn. Yeah, and eventually this is a winning, because the black king cannot stop the passed pawn. That is the passed pawn. All right, this is a passed pawn. All right, but this is not the capture of the white's pawn using the en passant is not called pass pawn. It is called en passant. Now, en passant is a French term for this, meaning in passing. All right, that's why this black pawn is in passing. Right. So it's the same goes with this pawn. Black can actually capture this, but this move can stop by the white's king, and eventually it will be captured. right? But of course, we are just talking about how you can execute en passant in a game. It can be in an opening, middle game, or end game. But of course, for example, white's move is this, alright? This is the just move of white. And then black plays this h5 move. And then it goes h4. This black pawn cannot anymore capture the a4. Why? Because you have not used your special move when the opponent's move, the just pawn move, has been executed. So, meaning to say, the player who will execute the en passant can only capture once the pawn has been advanced 2 steps beside the executing pawn. If it delays the move, either second move or third move, by this time around it has been on the second move, or so on and so forth, the executing player cannot execute capture the opponent's pawn using the en passant because it's already been delayed. So all you need to do is to capture on the spot once the opponent executed the just move, the advancing 2 steps beside the executing pawn. That's alright. So in this case, some player they do this. Of course, you cannot do the en passant like this. Alright? You cannot. It's only when white reaches the 5th rank and the opponent, the black's pawn, 2 steps beside the executing pawn, then you can do the en passant. Right? The same goes on the other side, the same thing. Of course, it can be done using the black pieces also. It's either here, you can capture, or this pawn move can also be captured. So, I hope you like this video. Please subscribe and press the bell button for future video notification. Thank you for watching.